Hi all, back again. This is just a little vid. I don't even know if it will make it onto a video, but I'm just getting into the habit of filming everything. But today's little task is, if you can just see down here where my finger's pointing, that is your, well, I'm sure you know, your side stand switch, which just means that if you click the bike into gear whilst the side stand's still down, it cuts the engine out to prevent you from having a nasty accident on the next time you hit a left-hand bend. As you might know, we've taken gens off and bypassed it. I might do the same to this one as well. But my main gripe at the moment, if I can just get down there, is that that's quite loose. Now it's just held on by two Torx bolts underneath here. Try and get the angle round. That's a bit difficult, but two Torx bolts there, and it's either a case of just nipping that up a bit tighter, which would be easy, but you can't actually access those torque bolts unless you've got a real bizarre tool, like a real bendy kind of weird thing. I'm pretty much sure, at least with what I've got in my toolkit, I'm going to have to take the downpipe off, which is also going to mean just taking off the bottom of the oil guard, so I can free up the link pipe. But that's going to be today's little fun and games, and what I intend to do, if I don't bypass it and get rid of it altogether, I'm going to turn the bolts around, so at least if I need to do anything or remove it again, I can just lean under here and undo the bolts, which makes a lot more sense to me. So that's what I'm getting up to today, and well, there we go. Enjoy. Right, so now you can see I've got much easier access to the two Torx bolts. You can just see how loose that is now. I just think for something that could, if it fails or whatever, it can cause you to get a bit stranded. Oh, well, you wouldn't get stranded if you had I suppose if you had a paper clip you could bypass the connector there, but I think it's just worth having a bit of a play with. It's always niggling me in the back of my mind, so right, I'll get on with that. So there we go, load of faffing for two bolts, but that's finally off. I'm still trying to decide what to do, whether to remove it completely, which I think I'm going to do actually. So that's going to require taking off the side panel. Now unfortunately, this requires the purchase of a special Triumph tool to remove the side panel. This cost me £28.50 from Triumph, but it's money well spent, I think, because, you know, I have to take this off quite a bit. But there we go. I can't remember the part number for it, but I'll put it up if I remember. Ta-da! And that is the sidestand switch. So I'm going to disconnect that one now, but I'm going to need both hands to do that. Right, back in the shed. Just waiting for the soldering iron to warm up. So I'm going to make my little sidestand switch eliminator. Now, just a disclaimer beforehand. This is not always the best thing to do if you're prone to leaving your side stand down. Maybe I'll be doing a vlog in a month or two where I say I've written the bike off because I've crashed because I left my side stand down, but that's on me. don't need any comments. I'm making a conscious decision to do this. If I decide to reverse it, this is an old one, Triumph side stand switch I just used for the cable. I got it off eBay for a couple of quid, so I can always just get another one, or redo the wiring if needs be. But essentially what I'm going to be doing, I only need the brown and the black wire, and I need to loop them together so I can get rid of the green and the middle pin. If you can see that in there. And that's essentially it. So I'm just going to join these two wires with a bit of solder, put a bit of heat shrink over it so it's a nice neat job. The job's a good one. Right, and that's the finished result. I'm sure there's probably neater, nicer ways of doing it. I've just soldered the brown and the black wire together, sleeved the green on its own so they're separate from each other, then put heat shrink over the whole lot and folded it over so it's watertight, and then just put one more on to tidy it. So yeah, there we go, another little useless thing to do. And there we go, that's it on the bike. Side stand switch just here. I've just cable tied it just there, just to keep it all neat and together. And that's how you do it. Should your side stand switch fail, you can bypass it that way. Essentially all you've got to do is just connect those two wires, and that completes the circuit. As I say, probably Marmite on whether or not you should do this as a permanent mod or a get your home mod. You know, that's your personal decision. But that's what I've done, and see you next time.